In a place where legends and bravery blend seamlessly over the centuries, there lies a deeply guarded mystery, pulsating vigorously at the heart of Israel. We're not referring to a hidden artifact or secret military tactics, but rather to a living, essential energy, a power of courage, resilience, and a relentless desire to protect, support, and preserve. This power, as impactful as it is subtle, is embodied by the women of the Israel Defense Forces, the true unseen protectors of the nation. Welcome to the Fascinating Traditions channel. Here, we unravel fascinating secrets and explore the incredible world around us. Don't miss out on the discoveries. Subscribe now, activate notifications, and embark on this knowledge adventure with us. Removed from the limelight and major headlines, these women build national security with dedication and tenacity. They are true warriors without capes, whose journeys of combat, sacrifice, and triumph intertwine with the paths of a land defined by age-old conflicts and contemporary challenges. In this account, we will dive into the vital role of these women, which goes beyond the battlefields. They also take center stage in the pursuit of equality, justice, and social advancement. Prepare to be moved by their stories of courage, determination, and an invincible spirit that breaks barriers and redefines the true meanings of strength and bravery. The Israel Defense Forces go far beyond what is expected of a traditional army. They represent the essence of a nation always on alert, a nation whose essence is strengthened by perseverance and the constant struggle for existence. Within this context, one aspect shines as brightly as it is fundamental to the country's tenacity and resilience: the military women, solid pillars of a robust defense. These warriors, armed with firmness and audacity, do not merely occupy positions, they transform the meaning of serving in the armed forces, elevating it. The female presence in the Israel Defense Forces transcends the discussion on gender equality or rights. It represents a powerful affirmation of the indomitable strength of the human spirit and the solid conviction that the true strength of a nation lies in the unity and diversity of its people. With skills that surpass traditional gender barriers, these fighters prove that bravery and leadership are universal qualities. They command tanks, fly combat aircraft, lead elite units, and participate in special missions, each contributing their uniqueness to the collective defense of Israel. However, the influence of these women in the Israel Defense Forces extends beyond the front lines. They act as true agents of change, breaking down barriers not only in the military, but throughout society, encouraging new generations to challenge old conventions and to fight for a future where gender does not define anyone's path. The narratives of these military women weave a mosaic filled with courage, dedication, and victories. Each story reveals battles faced, fears overcome with bravery, and a firm commitment to safeguarding their country. These accounts go beyond martial feats. They are celebrations of the revolutionary impact of inclusion and mutual respect. In a world where conflicts seem eternal and divisions insurmountable, the members of the Israel Defense Forces teach us the power of unity among courage, resolution, and dedication to equality. They demonstrate that the true essence of an army, and of a nation, lies in the ability to value diversity, recognizing each individual for their unique contributions and coming together in the fight for a common tomorrow. Thus, as we reflect on the Israel Defense Forces not just as a military body, but as a symbol of struggle and protection, it becomes crucial to value the critical role of military women. They embody the proof that the core of Israeli strength harbors an unshakable faith in equality, courage, and a fierce determination to protect their country at all costs. In this recognition, we find not only the source of Israel's tenacity, but also an inspiration for the entire world. From the moment of its creation, Israel has followed a path marked by incessant conflicts and formidable challenges. Within this scenario, one reality stands out: women have not only been part of, but have been fundamental on the battlefronts of all the wars the country has faced. From the beginning, they have taken on roles that transcend the barriers imposed by gender, contributing decisively to the spirit of resistance and resilience that defines Israel. The female presence in combat and leadership positions within the Israel Defense Forces (IDF) showcases the belief that strength and bravery are universal attributes, independent of gender. Armed with courage and determination, these fighters have faced adversities, risks, and challenges as intense as those faced by their male colleagues, often under the pressure of social expectations and additional obstacles. From the initial struggles for independence, Israeli women have been active in all aspects of national security, performing roles from intelligence to direct combat. They have served as secret agents, nurses, pilots, engineers, among other crucial positions for the success of military operations and for the continuity of the state. The contributions of women to the Israeli armed forces are marked by acts of heroism, personal sacrifice, and overcoming obstacles. For example, in the War of Independence in 1948, they stood shoulder to shoulder with men, playing a crucial role in the conquest of territories and in the protection of communities. In more recent conflicts, like the Six-Day War and the Yom Kippur War, women maintained their vital roles, both on the front lines and in support functions, significantly reinforcing Israel's war efforts. The inclusion of women in the highest spheres of military service in Israel not only reflects a progressive spirit regarding gender equality, but also underscores the value of the unique contributions women can bring to the country's security. The active role of women in the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, challenges traditional gender roles and establishes itself as a motivating example for armed forces around the world. Thanks to their bravery, resilience, and skill, the women of Israel are continually adding pages to the history of national defense, changing perceptions of what it means to be a soldier and, more crucially, what it means to be a guardian of a nation's peace and security. In Israel, the front line makes no distinction of gender. It recognizes courage, commitment, and a deep love for the nation. The journey undertaken by women in the IDF is a testament to courage and resolution, filled with both overt and covert challenges. These brave women have faced not only enemies on battlefields across deserts and cities, but also internal adversities, fighting against prejudice and tradition in barracks and corridors of decision. Since the foundation of the State of Israel, women have been key players in the war effort and in the country's security, taking on a diverse range of vital roles from the start. However, earning their place in direct combat roles and in leadership positions was an intense struggle, a true testament to the persistence and unshakable strength of these women. They faced not only the skepticism and opposition of those who questioned their abilities based on outdated ideas about gender, but also internal challenges in balancing the role of nation defenders with the personal and social challenges stemming from this choice. The journey for equality and recognition within the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, was gradual and reflects, in many ways, the evolution of Israeli society itself in terms of gender equality. Initially confined to support roles, women gradually began to break barriers, proving their competence, dedication, and leadership capability that defied all stereotypes. Each achievement was both an individual victory and progress for all women in the country, paving the way for future generations. Changes in laws and policies were enacted in response to the pressure exerted and the merit demonstrated by women in the IDF. The historic decision to allow women to occupy combat positions and the subsequent appointment of women to high leadership positions in the army were not only significant legal milestones, but also symbols of a gradual shift in the perception of women's roles in national security. However, these victories were not achieved without difficulties. Women in the Israel Defense Forces faced, and continue to face, unique challenges, ranging from overcoming doubts about their physical and mental capabilities to dealing with gender dynamics in predominantly male environments. Despite these obstacles, they did not give up, driven by the belief that the right to defend their country is universal and does not discriminate by gender. The trajectory of women in the IDF is a source of inspiration not only for Israelis, but for women around the world. It shows the importance of perseverance and courage to face not only external threats, but also internal prejudices and barriers, which can be as challenging as any. Through their struggle and success, these women have not only secured their place in the IDF, but have also helped forge a fairer society, where the value and contribution of each individual are recognized and celebrated, regardless of gender. Thanks to the tenacity and bravery of these women, today they can occupy almost all positions in the IDF, from fighter pilots to battalion commanders. The intense training in the Israel Defense Forces is a challenge both physically and mentally, designed to develop elite soldiers through the rigor of discipline and confronting challenges. For the women who join its ranks, this training is not just a step toward becoming an integral part of national defense. It is a journey of personal transformation, in which every effort and every moment of exhaustion are testimonies to their firm determination and readiness to overcome adversity, whether in the skies, on land, or at sea. This rigorous training serves a dual and vital purpose. Firstly, it ensures that all recruits, regardless of gender, possess the crucial skills to meet the physical and tactical demands of contemporary combat. This encompasses not only physical fitness, but also knowledge in weaponry, combat strategies, survival techniques, and special operations. Secondly, the training strengthens the mind, solidifying the determination and willpower of the recruits, preparing them for the psychological impact of combat and for making decisions under intense pressure. Women in the IDF have repeatedly demonstrated that they are fully capable of meeting these challenges. They hold positions in some of the most renowned and demanding units, including the Air Force, piloting fighter jets on vital missions, infantry units, commanding ground operations, and the Navy, operating warships and submarines to protect Israel's territorial waters. This participation not only evidences the physical and mental competence of women to withstand the demands of military service, but also reflects the IDF's commitment to promoting equal opportunities, allowing talents of all genders to contribute to national security. For those who choose this career, training is just the beginning of a path that is both challenging and rewarding. Every exhaustive training session, every combat tactic assimilated, and every psychological hurdle overcome are steps in the making of a military personnel ready to face any adversity. Beyond physical and tactical improvement, the training also emphasizes the importance of leadership, resilience, and teamwork, skills indispensable for success both on and off the battlefield. Through their courage, commitment, and ability to overcome the intense challenges imposed by training, women in the IDF are essential to Israel's defense. Their performance and success in the armed forces represent a powerful acknowledgement of their quality and competence, breaking stereotypes and encouraging future generations of women to break barriers, whether on the battlefield, in the sky, on the seas, or in any sphere of life that requires bravery, determination, and the ability to directly confront challenges. In the current context of the conflict between Israel and Hamas, which is internationally recognized as a terrorist organization, women of the Israel Defense Forces play a vital role. This scenario not only tests Israel's military capability, but also highlights the strength and resilience of its armed forces, in which women have an active and diversified participation. Women in the IDF are on the front line of the country's defense, serving in combat, intelligence, technology, and support units. They participate in crucial operations, from gathering vital intelligence to engaging directly in combat. The female presence in such varied and challenging roles reflects Israel's ongoing progress towards inclusion and gender equality within its armed forces. The fight against Hamas transcends military confrontation, representing a clash of ideologies and the defense of fundamental principles of sovereignty and security. Women of the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, serving alongside their male counterparts, are at the forefront of this battle, showcasing not only the IDF's competence and strength, but also Israel's commitment to gender equality, even in the most adverse situations. The involvement of these women in all areas of the conflict highlights the confidence in all capabilities, regardless of gender, reaffirming the Israeli view that security and defense are responsibilities of the entire society. This commitment to equality not only expands Israel's military capabilities, but also strengthens social cohesion and national resilience in the face of challenges. The active participation of women in operations against Hamas reflects the crucial role they play in Israel's defense, demonstrating that in the pursuit of peace and security, every person's contribution is valuable. This involvement underscores the importance of equal opportunities and the recognition of the skills and contributions of all members of society, creating a more diverse, resilient, and effective defense force. Women in the IDF transcend the traditional role of combatants, becoming living symbols of strength, equality, and hope in a region plagued by continuous conflicts and complex security challenges. In the social and military context of Israel, these women represent a powerful concept. In the intensity of combat, constant vigilance, and strategic precision, courage is a universal virtue, transcending gender divisions. They reflect the essence of a nation that, since its foundation, has committed to the idea that all its citizens, regardless of gender, play a vital role in defending the country. Women in the IDF are breaking barriers and redefining expectations by operating tanks, flying combat planes, navigating warships, and commanding troops in ground operations. More than sharing defense responsibilities with their male counterparts, they bring unique perspectives and crucial skills to the success of missions. Beyond their indispensable contribution to national security, women in the IDF act as beacons of equality, proving that access to opportunities and equal treatment are fundamental to forging a fairer and more equitable society. They dismantle traditional patterns and motivate future generations of women to reach their fullest potential, whether within or outside of military service. The hope they represent is manifold. They symbolize the hope for a future where gender does not define abilities or destiny, the hope for a world in which equality of rights and opportunities is a reality for all, and the hope that, even in the most challenging moments of conflict, humanity can move forward, united in its diversity and strengthened by inclusion. Women in the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, embody the belief that courage and competence transcend gender. They highlight the necessity of evaluating individuals based on their skills, integrity, and contributions, rather than adhering to outdated stereotypes. On the battlefield, where clarity of purpose and resolution are paramount, these women consistently demonstrate that the true measure of a soldier lies in their heart, mind, and spirit. Thus, women in the IDF represent much more than Israel's military strength. They reflect a profound commitment to values of equality, dignity, and human advancement. Their legacy serves as inspiration not only for future generations of women and men in Israel, but also for everyone around the world who envisions a future of greater justice, security, and equality. How do you view the impact of these women on Israel's defense and society? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's continue to explore and learn together about these vital topics. Thank you for joining this conversation and for your interest in expanding understanding on such important issues. Until our next exploration.